Hello and a very warm welcome to this special broadcast on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Today we're at a very special location. We're at ISRO's Bangalore site, and this is the place where all of ISRO's satellites for all the space programs are fabricated from the start. This is not just a fabrication unit, it is also ISRO's manufacturing hub. Let's now go inside and take a look at what happens at this facility with my colleagues TV Venkateshwaran and Aruna Thakur.
I am TV Venkateshwaran and I have Miss Aruna with me. We are entering into the checkout room where now India's first astronomical satellite, AstroSat, is being assembled. It's in the making, and let's see it in the assembly room. We are in the checkout, what they call as checkout. This is where the components of the satellites which are being assembled are tested in pure condition, and then they are assembled, and then the satellite is put together. This room behind this glass place is actually a dust-free environment. You can't have dust when you assemble these equipments which have to be sent to space, so it's in a dust-free environment that you actually assemble this. What you see here on the table are all equipments which are going to go as part of the AstroSat, the India's first astronomical satellite. And what you see there as a shell, right? That shell that you see there, like a chassis of a vehicle, is actually the satellite. So all these things that you see on the table, which are under test right now, after the test they will be put inside and then they will be tested once again.
Venkateshwaran, I want to ask you that what are these checkout systems?
Actually a checkout system is something like a simulator. You try to simulate the real condition, but test it on the ground. Rather than take it to the space and see whether it works or not, you create a space-like condition. Like sun rays, or gamma rays. You can generate artificially, send the signal and see whether the system responds positive, correctly. And again they have to transmit. The transmit information can be caught here and then see whether the whole loop is working properly. It's very similar to, for example, if you have a car. If you design a new car engine, for example, you want to see whether the car engine will work without failure for, let's say, thousands of hours. You can't actually build a car and then run it on the road. If it gets into accident, it's really sad, right? So what you do is that you do it in test bed. Or if you want to check out whether a wheel will last for, let's say, a number of revolution. What you do is that you actually build a wheel, make it run on a, let's say, artificial loop, and see whether the tire lasts long. How long it lasts. Okay. You would have seen in many computers also CD-ROM that it will take this many number of revolution. Basically, you test them before you actually construct the real one. So this checkout system is actually checking out each and every component of the spacecraft.
So there are some signals.
This generates signals which will be like the real signal, and you send it. Say suppose if one battery is gone, automatically the satellite may have to shift to another battery. Whether the satellite does or not, how do you do it? You generate here an artificial thing of one battery failure and see whether that system is working. So you can check whether that system of switching works properly or not. So you can do all the checkout from here systematically. This will be a milestone in our both space program and also astronomy, because this is the first, let's say, space telescope that we are going to have. Today, only US and European Space Agency, there are only very few people who have put space telescopes. So this will be our space telescope. This AstroSat is a novel venture. Actually, it's jointly being put together by ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, then Indian Institute of Astrophysics, one of the premier institute for astronomy in India, and also IUCA, Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, which is in Pune, another astronomy astrophysics institute in India, and TIFR.
Venkateshwaran, I want to ask you that what are the wavelengths through this astrosat are communicated?
Okay, see, actually the astrosat is designed to investigate in 5 wavelength regions. One is optical, which is like visible light. You know, there will be a telescope which will also use visible light. The second is radio, so it will have a small radio telescope. Then we will also be exploring the gamma region. There is a gamma ray, which is the gamma burst, or one of the let's say hot topics of research in cosmology and astronomy today. We don't know how that gamma rays are produced and where it is produced, who is producing it. So this will pitch into it. Then in the X-ray region, we are going to look at in 2 X-ray regions, soft X-ray and hard X-ray. So about 5 wavelengths. That's why we call it as multi-wavelength astronomy satellite, astrosat. That's the uniqueness of this satellite.
So just have you mentioned that few of the organizations like TFIR and other
Indian Institute of Astrophysics, IUCA, yeah.
They have collaborated with ISRO for these projects.
This project, yeah.
Okay, so students are also involved in such projects?
Actually, students will be involved once this satellite is up in the air. Because this will generate a lot of data. That data has to be analyzed. So the students who are going to be part of TAFR or Indian Institute of Astrophysics or IUCA can use this data to do their research. So this will be a valuable input, data input to the astronomy community. Not only in India, internationally. This will give that kind of input. So this is where we are seeing it, being assembled, put together. Let's say this is a scratch cage. You are in a car factory like that. You are now in a satellite factory where the satellite is going to be put together.
We are in Environmental Test Facility Center. So tell us about this. What are these?
This is actually called as thermovac. That is thermal and vacuum. The space is essentially either very cool or very hot, and also vacuum, empty. That's the kind of environment in the space. So we have to find out whether the satellite will work in that environment without any problem. So what you do is that you see a kind of a cap on the top, right? That you can cut open. Then the fully assembled satellite, you put it inside. And then you seal it. And here you see liquid nitrogen. Okay, so they are stored below, and then through this pipe, that liquid nitrogen is sent inside. So then the inside becomes really cold. Cold means below 0 degree. Minus 100 degrees, minus 70 degrees. You create that kind of a temperature, cool temperature, which is the kind of thing that you find in the space. In space, I said that it is 2 extremes. The sun-facing side will be very hot. Okay, so what you do is that you keep heaters inside. Electrical heaters that we use in winter time, right? That kind of heaters. So on one side you can create heat, the other side you can create cold. You can see whether things function in that situation. You can switch from cold to hot very quickly, cold to hot very slowly. You can try all such thing and then test whether the satellite systems function without fail.
So you can fluctuate with the temperature.
You can fluctuate. Second, I said this is also vacuum. So you can take all the air away. So inside will be vacuum. Though you put liquid nitrogen to cool going around, the inside chamber will be vacuum. So whether in vacuum condition, what happens? In vacuum condition, in thermal condition, what happens? Whether your satellite will work. So in some sense, you can say that we have created a mini space here. That's
so
where you
there are
test.
some small parts designed there.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Actually, these are all the small chambers of similar kind, where you put components, individual components. Okay, you put individual components and then see whether they work. First, you test the individual components. Then you assemble the whole satellite and you test the whole satellite here. So that you can be sure of the working of the satellite when it's in space.
So earlier we went to the assembled part.
As checkout part, where we
part.
check out whether the components will work from electronics point of view. And here we are looking at the environment point of view whether it works. So you test everything here. This factory is essentially assemble the whole satellite, test it in the space-like condition, and then send it to Sriharikota for sending it to the space.
Well, so far on the program, we've taken you through ISRO's clean room at the ISRO Satellite Center, where we've shown you how the AstroSat is being put together, is being assembled in this very clean room. We've also taken you to the temperature control room, where the satellite, once it's completely assembled, is tested in various temperatures and in vacuum as well. What we're going to do after this very short break is that we're going to take you to ISRO's other facility in Bangalore. It's called ISITE. It's about 6 kilometers away from here. That's a similar facility, but on a much larger scale. We'll slip into a break now. On the other side, we'll be beaming from ISITE. Welcome back. Before the break, we took you on the tour of the ISRO Satellite Center. Now we are at ISITE, another assembly and integration facility of ISRO. Without further ado, let's take you on a tour of ISITE as well and show you what exactly happens inside this facility.
We are entering into the clean room where the satellites are integrated and made ready for launch. Let's go inside, let's see. So this is GSAT 16 in the making. It will be a geostationary satellite, will be used for communication purposes. It will be put in the geostationary position. And it will take about 24 hours to go around the Earth. Now they have almost completed this. I mean, the integration is almost over. They are fitting the solar panel. Now you can see that they are fitting the solar panel, which is going to be, providing the power necessary for the satellite. In this whole floor, there are about 10 satellites at different stages of integration. Some are at preliminary stage, something like this, for example, you can see, where they have not even the chassis, etc., right to be put, and one is in almost ready condition. There are about 10 satellites which are right now under integration here.
Venkateshwaran, right now there is a navigation satellite system. It is going to launch right now. So tell us more about this.
This is actually a 11 satellite constellation. There will be 11 such satellites which will be put in the space, so that India and the neighborhood we can have precision positioning. Now we generally use GPS, which is a foreign satellite constellation. Here we will have our indigenous satellite constellation for navigation and other purposes, positioning purposes using our Indian. Here you can see that it's in making. It's in advanced stages. I mean, actually they are now thermo-insulating it. Soon we'll be launching this 11, and all of them will be produced here. This is a factory which is going to produce this 11 satellites. They have to take care of that every component is working. One component does not disturb the other. It's dust free and it will work in the space environment. That's a year. See, the integration per se might take from 1 year to 3 years. I mean, that is getting all the components, getting all the things put together from 1 year to 3 years. That's what I was told. That if it is 1 year, then it's essentially a satellite that you are repeating. I mean, you may want more than one satellite to go up of similar kind. When you are repeating, then it's easy. But when you are going to do something new, novel, some new kind of a thing, then you may require almost 3 years for you to set up things. From here it will go to Sriharikota. Here the integration will take place, and in this center all the tests will be done and will be made fit for flying. And then from here a special truck will take it to Sriharikota for launch. If it is launched from an Indian rocket, if it is launched from some hired rocket, then you have to fly it out. It will be put in a special truck with a sealed container, which will keep it at air conditioned and then dust free, safe environment, and then it will be taken to Sriharikota. Here we can say in some sense a piece of space is brought to the ground where the environment, like the temperature environment or the vacuum environment are very similar to space-like.
So we are in thermo vacuum chamber. So Venkatesh sir, what is this all about, this thermo vacuum chamber?
This is called thermo vacuum chamber. What you do is that after the satellite is integrated, you put inside this chamber. You create this condition and see whether the satellite still works.
The chamber is simulating exact space environment with respect to vacuum and temperature.
And what are these lanes are made for? Like
This rails, or you can open that cover, and then you can move that through this rails. When you move that through the rails, then the chamber will be open. So then you can put inside the satellites. Now I'll show you the vibrator. When the rocket is launched, there'll be lots of vibration, and all the instruments which are kept inside, including the payload, that is the scientific instrument which are sent through the satellite, should withstand that vibration. What you see here is a X-ray monitor, which is to be fitted into the astrosat. See, one of the most important instrument in satellite is its antenna, because it's only through that antenna the satellite can send information to Earth, and it can also receive information back from Earth. Okay, so when you put an antenna in a satellite, you have to be absolutely sure that it's going to work according to what you want it to do. Suppose, let's say it's a communication satellite and it's an antenna which is going to send back beam to Earth. Okay, so you have to put a contour. You want the beam to fall in one particular place. That you want the signals to go up inside this contour. You don't want the signals to go outside. If you can actually put a contour and then say that I want the signal to the footprint to be that, then you'll be doing better. Will the antenna do it? Will the energy density that the antenna is going to send, what you want, is going to be there? All these things you need to test before you send it, because after it goes to space, you can't do anything, right? So you have to test. So this is where you test. You test the antenna to ensure that it conforms to what you want the antennas to do. Actually, the test radiation would be generated there. That test radiation will come and fall on this, get reflected onto that main reflector, and it will bounce back. Here is where you will keep the satellite and its antenna, which you want to test. And here you have covered it with the material which will absorb any ambient radiation. So you are simulating a space-like condition with regard to radiation. So you are testing as if you are testing the antenna in the space. Right? So this satellite is being tested here. The satellite's antennas are being tested here. So all the satellites that we are seeing here, about 10 or 11 that are under construction right now, all of them will go through this process. See, you have seen in some films, for example, when a singer sings, a glass which is kept far away breaks away. The sound, acoustics can be sometimes destructive. So that is what they are testing here, and to ensure that the satellites that are fabricated in this facility will not get affected because of the huge acoustics that may be produced during the launch time when the rocket is launched. We are now in acoustic test chamber, the test facility of ISRO to test the satellite before it is launched. And we are with us Dr. Arvind Akshan, who is the Deputy General Manager of this facility. Can you please tell us about this facility?
Yes, sir. This facility is basically used to simulate the launch phase acoustic environment. You know, when the spacecraft is being launched using a rocket, rocket produces a lot of noise due to ground reflections, and because a lot of exhaust will be there in the spacecraft. I mean, from the launch vehicle.
Aeroplane when it
Yes. Yes, rocket.
Obviously one
Okay. Yes. Okay. So this acoustic environment is simulated using this facility. So normally we will be going for conducting a test. First we will go for a low-level test. Okay. Then we will go for a high-level test, and subsequent to that we will go for a low-level test, and we will see that both post-test and pre-test low-level tests are meeting as a judgment, so that nothing has harmed the spacecraft while conducting the test.
Now you know what happens behind the closed doors of ISRO. Days, weeks, months and years of hard work and determination have ensured not only is ISRO on the world map but also beyond. That's all the time we have on this special edition on Rajya Sabha television. Thank you so much for watching and goodbye.